At the ripe old age of 31, Jennifer Love Hewitt is a busy actress, producer, and director. She's also been lucky and unlucky in love. Now she is sharing what she has learned about the dating world in the new book, The Day I Shot Cupid. Hello, my name is Jennifer Love Hewitt, and I'm a love-aholic. Jennifer, good morning to you.
Good morning.
First things first, why did you shoot Cupid? He's like cute. Was that necessary?
Well, I found out some information about Cupid. I'd always thought that Cupid was this really cute little guy who wanted people to fall in love. And then I Googled Cupid, and I found out that he was actually sort of a miserable guy who had his heart broken, and he was shooting poisonous arrows at people so they would fall out of love. So that's why I shot him.
Oh, okay, because you don't want him to have anything to do with your love life, obviously.
No, I don't.
You begin the book by talking about the term serial dater, and that's been used by the press to describe you. How did you get stuck with that title?
I don't even know what it means. I feel like maybe I kill men after I date them. I'm not really
sure. Or you eat them, right? Like a praying mantis.
Exactly, like Kellogg's. I'm like, ooh, boyfriend. I don't really know what it means, but yeah, they sort of deemed me a serial dater. I think it's because I'm better in relationships than I am at like going out with one guy on a Monday and then another one on a Wednesday and another one on a Saturday. It feels weird to me, so I tend to sort of just spend time with people and have boyfriends versus dates.
So you really don't like to date, ultimately?
I don't, no. I don't think anybody really likes to date.
You just wrote a whole book on dating.
Well, I was trying to make it easier. Trying to make it easier. I don't think anybody truly enjoys dating all the way.
But you do say dating has taught me what I want and don't want, who I am and who I want to be. Now, I look at you, you're beautiful, you're talented, you're funny, you're very nice. How come you haven't found Mr. Right?
I don't know. I think that's how love works. I mean, I think it's timing. I think it's figuring out who you are, and you know, I think it takes a lot of frogs to sort of find your prince. And I think there's a reason that you sort of date. I mean, I think that every relationship you're in teaches you something different about yourself. And I don't know. I feel like at 31, there's still so much more I need to know about myself before I can completely give like the perfect version of me to somebody, and you know, vice versa. So I just think it's
will there ever be
works.
A perfect version, do you think?
I'm hoping. I'm going to try. I'm going to get as close as possible.
You also said that women need to decide who they want to be in a relationship. Do you want to be the woman? Do you want to be the boss? Or do you want to be the equal?
Yes.
What do you mean, and which one do you want to be?
Well, in sort of looking at dating and men and women and where we are and everything, I kind of discovered that maybe men have a point when they say we're incredibly complicated and they're not sure what we want. And I think it's because women want to be really powerful, but they also want to be the girl, and that doesn't always mix well. You can't sort of say, I want to wear the pants, but now buy me dinner and open the car door. It doesn't kind of work that way. So I think that women sort of have to better figure out exactly who they want to be in a relationship, sort of stick with that consistently, and then maybe the guy will figure out better how to deal with them.
Yeah, well, speaking of relationships, you just recently broke up with Jamie Kennedy, who's your co-star.
Yeah.
Right, on The Ghost Whisperer. But you're still working with him, right? Isn't that hard to do?
No, it's okay.
It's okay.
You know, I think maybe earlier in my life that would have been a harder thing to do, but with age comes growing up, and it's been okay. It's been fine.
And he even part of this book is from his perspective. He talks about, I don't know how to put this delicately, big butts essentially, and his appreciation for them. Why did you feel it was necessary to stick that in there?
Well,
so to
who
speak?
doesn't want to talk about big butts? Yeah, he wrote what I like to call the badonkadonk chapter about what men really look for in the backside of a girl, and it was just a fun chapter. I thought it was important for women to know from a guy's perspective what they really think about us, and it's a very funny chapter.
Yeah, so. And so women don't feel so bad about their bodies.
Yeah,
you know that the guy, as he said, he doesn't want to stick by any means. You know, speaking of butts, let's talk about that picture. You
let's talk about mine.
You talk about yours. I'll talk about
okay.
that picture a few years ago. That was not flattering, and the press just had a heyday with that. Well, you know, and it was very hurtful. But you write about it in the book. You said, I finally came to the conclusion that it would be a small, although painful moment in my long existence. I would leave it in the past and move on. By the way, you joke, the whole situation made me hungry. What did you learn from that experience, Jennifer?
You know, for me, the hardest part of it, well, first of all, I never had body image issues. I really feel like it was other people who had issues with my body, because I was fine. I was happy that day, having a good time. Didn't really ever think about it until the picture sort of showed up, and then I went, oh, well, maybe I could get in the gym, possibly. So, you know, that was fine. The part of it that really bothered me was that young girls were sitting out there maybe thinking that I was the version of what wasn't acceptable in society, and I just felt like that was a wrong message, and I didn't want to be associated with sending such an awful viewpoint to young girls that might look up to me or other actresses like that, and have them think that there was something wrong with them. So that was really sort of the hardest part for me. But you know, it was fine, and people came out in support, and that part was really lovely. And it was, like I said, just a moment, and I've sort of moved on from it.
Yeah. We also, in the book, you mentioned 25 things that even the press doesn't know about you, including your love for office supply equipment. What is that? I mean, I don't understand that. It makes you hot and heavy. We actually have some right here.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
and your margarita with a splash of Sprite in it.
Is that because I talked about my butt? We have to have a margarita.
We have 15 seconds for you to explain to me what's sexy about a Staples. Supplies. You got 8 seconds.
I think Staples is a very sexy place to go.
That's it. It's good enough. Jennifer Love Hewitt, The Day I Shot Cupid. We're back after your local news. Sexy Staples. Who knew?